Username here. I want to do a follow-up video to my ThinkorSwim setup where I showed how to set up the ActiveTrader for trading options. I showed how to set up both of these screens and had two things to follow up on today, both related to the options trading. One is how to get your contracts in the watch list so that you can flip back and forth. And the second thing is how to set up these custom templates. So let me get right into the contracts. What I had said before was you go here, you click copy, go to your contract, paste it, hit enter, and you're good to go. And that is pretty easy. But here's an easier way. Come over here, right click, and just below copy. I didn't notice this right away, but it says add the contract to watch list, and I can add it to my calls just like that. And I can also come over here and add it to my puts just like that. So now I have a put or my calls. So now you can see they will change as I click on the different contracts. So the second thing was these custom templates. So originally when you first start out, what you have is you have just a single, and when you come down here and click it, it fills just like that. And then if you want to set your target price, let's say, I'm saying this is a really strong level and I think we're going to come bounce back off open. So I'm going to go back here and, oh, not there, not there. We're going to set it right there. So we're going to come down here and get $3. So we're going to go from $1.32 to $3. So that was the old way. Not the old way. That's the way that is by default set up. So I had set up these custom templates, and what those would be is like 10%, 30%. So it lets you do like set up more complex things. So now with this one, I can set this up and have a 10% or 30%. So as soon as I click it, it gives me my 10%. There we go. I wasn't all the way out. So it gives me my 10% and it gives me my 30%. And if I want to change these and say, you know what, I need to tighten that up, I can tighten it up, or if I want to loosen it up or whatever. I can change this one and say, hey, I want to go down a little bit further. Let's say I want to bring this down to a new low on that candle. Actually, if it's going to be a new low, that means it's going to 3-bar down, and that would be open would be a reasonable place to put this, or somewhere close to that, at least below the halfway point if I thought this was going to come down. So anyway, the other thing to notice is if I select a template, let's say I select it and I post it here and I think it's going to come back in price, so I'll bring my stop loss and say, you know what, if it gets here, I have a tight stop loss, but I would get back in here because I think that's a good move. It's going to come back up and then reject. So I can set that. As soon as I click that went back to single. So by default, once you click it one time, it will go back and clear it. See, it went back. So that's something you need to know. The other thing is you can see that the stop, it's always bracketed, so it will be connected to your order. So if I set up another one, let's say I set up one that's complex like this. So this is a three bracket order here. In fact, I've got another better one. I'm going to do one with a runner. So I'm going to say I'm going to go 6, 3, and 1. And I'm going to have 10% stop loss on these two with 15 and 25. And I'm going to have a 20% trail stop with 100%. So if I put that in, you can see the brackets all there. So I got in, I got 9 of these here, and I got a 20% trail stop. Oh, where's my? I must have already made some money because my trail stop is way up here. So that trail stop should move as the price keeps going down. Oh, it did. So there you see the trail stop moved way down. Now I'm in on demand, so you're going to get some goofy candles here, but so that trail stop keeps moving. All right, we're getting a pullback. We're coming down here, so that trail stop is moving up and down with that. It's a little bit it's a little bit hard to track here, but you can see these brackets are the brackets show you what goes with what. Same thing here, the brackets will show you what goes with what. So this bracket for this trail stop right here goes with the one that we set at 100%. So it's 100%, but it does have that trail stop. And what is that trail stop? Wow, we got a lot of orders here. Wait stop over here. So I got a 20% trail stop. So that'll give me room for a 20% pullback. So those are the orders. That's how to track them if you got multiples. I imagine most people won't have this many multiples going on at once. But so now let's talk about this. How do you set these up? So the first one is just an easy. It's one bracket. So you've got up here, you've got your standards, your single that it defaults to, and then trigger with bracket. Trigger with one bracket. So that's where you would set this up. This starts out at incremental value offset. So that's a $1 stop and a $1 limit. The next one is a tick, which I don't use, and then percentage. I use percentage, so I would change that. Your stop loss is always a minus percentage. So that's going to be minus, let's say it's minus 10. You're going to scalp. Let's say you're going to scalp 10 and 20. So you have a 10% stop loss, 20% limit. That's similar to the one that I set up. Now, if you notice, when I first started changing these things, this came up over here. Save custom order template. So if I click that, it gives me an opportunity to save this. So I'm going to say test template. And actually, I'm going to show you this. At some point, it will tell you name too long. So that's how long you can name it. So I'm going to name it, and I'm going to save it. And right there it is in my list. So this bottom list is custom templates. Top list is standard templates. You can't change those. These are the ones you can change. You can add to this. And the other thing you can do is you can delete from this. So if I go to delete, it's gonna give me this list that I can delete. So I click that, and it's gone. So you can add these, you can delete these, and the other thing you can do that's pretty cool is you can go to your last configuration. So last configuration is the last thing I did. Well, the last thing I did was that 3 bracket order that we're actually, we're down to our trail stop now. So we're set at 100% stuck with our trail stop. And actually, if I was smart, this is going pretty good. If we get past that without triggering our trail stop, which it's hard to tell. This one, since we're on demand, it's not following it. But I probably would move that down almost to this, whatever this level is. 381 something. Must be a daily emerging. So anyway, last configuration lets you pull up whatever you last. You wouldn't have to execute it. You just would have to click on this and set the order. So the last thing you set the order on. So that shows me that was the last one. Now if I go back to this template and click on it, even though it didn't execute, and then unclick, and then go back to my last configuration. So anything that I put an order in, it will save that as the last configuration. So that's kind of a cool feature. So I think hopefully everybody understands it. You know what I'm going to do? This trail stop's about ready to trigger. How close are we? 20%. You know, it doesn't tell you. I wish it would tell you where you were at. Well, I guess in a normal case it would, because it would be stagnant somewhere down here, and you would watch the price creep up to it. In this case, since we're on demand, it's not showing it the same way it would live. When you do it live, you know exactly where it's at and how you know to the penny when you're gonna hit it. So that's the templates. That's the contracts. Those were the 2 quick things. Just wanted to get it out to you. And if you have any other questions, hit me up in the comments down below, or on Twitter, or in a Discord, or you can DM me. Either way. So hopefully this helps. And until next time.